My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Family number 2. This is also my final video for tonight, which technically is the first video Thursday morning because it is 12:09 in the AM. And I need to finish this mission on Mass Effect and then carry my ass to bed because I do have to work today in a few hours or better. So, if you watch my other videos, they were about Bigfoot, and this isn't a summary. I'm pretty much done with that. This is about what's going on in our world right now in the United States of America and the things that we are dealing with that I feel I need to express myself on as fast as possible before I go to bed. So my first thing that I'm totally worried about is ISIS in the Philippines. Because I'm currently talking to a chick in the Philippines, I'm constantly worried now more than ever because of I don't know what her location versus their location is in her safety and her family's safety. And I have a whole lot of other friends that I'm meeting online in the Philippines. You know, not like the chick that catfished me from the Philippines. Dr. Phil, I need your help on that. But anyway, that'll be a whole nother video. As far as ISIS in the Philippines going, we're holding them or they're holding us in the city in which they have overtaken. So I don't know the name of the city. I can't remember the city. You guys can Google that. But that's the first issue that we need to really address is ISIS. Because we have been fighting them for almost 3 presidents. So we really got to hurry up and finish these guys to fuck off. And now, the real immediate threat now is North Korea. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Korea. Some of my friends that I've met throughout my life have been from Korea, and they're like really awesome people. Now, I don't know what part of Korea they're from, but they are fucking Korean, and they're cool as shit. I have nothing against Koreans whatsoever. Now, I don't have anything against the people of North Korea, so don't take that wrongly either, especially since the Olympics are going to South Korea, which is kind of scary for all athletes involved in this BS, especially American athletes, because you never know with the thing that happened with that young guy from Virginia who was from Minnesota or whatever, college kid that went over to North Korea and like totally fucked up and touched the propaganda poster or tried to steal it or take it or whatever the fuck, which the people with him should have really pointed that shit out that he should never have touched anything. Get on the bus, get off the bus, snap your selfie, snap your picture, get back on the fucking bus, back to the hotel, stay there, take your tour, go home. And this is my advice to anyone visiting any foreign country. You're a visitor. Be a visitor. Don't touch anything. Don't steal anything. Don't ask for anything except for how to go to the bathroom, how to get food, how to find your hotel room, and go on short tours. Like an hour tour away from your hotel with a guarantee that you're going to get back to your hotel. Don't go too far. Stay out of the red light district. Unless the red light district is like right where your hotel is, stay out of places that you have a feeling or known that will get an American in trouble. I'm sure I'm the only one who remembers the kid in the Singapore thing way back in the 90s or the early 90s, late 80s, and he got caned for fucking up their fucking property. You are a visitor in their country. Be a visitor. Make Americans look good so that people won't hate all of us for people being dumb. Not saying that that kid that died recently from the North Korean shit, none of that. That's just he was fucked from the day he landed there. That's just pretty much the gist of that because the people that he went with should have prepared him for rules and regulations. And in any country that you go to, you need to respect their rules and regulations, and that should be the first damn thing you ask. When you get there, okay, what can I not do? That should be the first thing you ask when you go to any country. What can I not do? Keep that in mind. Now moving on. North Korea. We have a serious problem here. A lot of people don't understand. There was a Korean War before most of you who are watching this video existed. Before I existed, there was a Korean War. I believe the Korean War became right after World War II when we had some issues with Japan and the Pearl Harbor incident that no one wants to relive in the 2 cities that we blew up. No one wants to relive that shit. No one. No one wants to have this shit happen again with us in North Korea. Alright, now granted, when there was a Korean War, which was before my time, and my parents lived through it and everything. Um, we as America, we really had no business over there. Same thing that we had no business over there in Vietnam, and we went there. Lots of people died. Lots of babies were killed. Lots of villagers were plundered, murdered, raped, all kinds of shit. We weren't always the good guys. And depending on how you want to view that, if you want to spin it honestly, sometimes when us Americans go in, we aren't viewed as heroes to some of those people over there. All right? As a soldier, that was one of the things they taught us in the 12-hour classes that we had to take when I was in boot camp. We had literally had to sit through a class for 12 hours where they told us that you may see yourself as a hero, but to foreigners, when we're coming into their country to liquidate the bad guys, some of those guys think the bad guys are the good guys, which makes us the bad guys. Hopefully, you guys understand what the fuck I'm saying. And if you don't, well, go join the army, get infantry. You'll go through the 12-hour classes. You'll learn how to disarm a claymore. And if you're lucky, you won't fall in any holes and fuck up your career before it can begin, like me. Anyway, so in these 12-hour classes, they also teach you that, sometimes we are the bad guys. And you're just going to have to accept that because that's your fucking job. As an infantry soldier, you are not always the hero. But you have a job to do, and you have to accept it because you signed up, And, you got the worst job you can get in the army. You got infantry. There's not a worser job than infantry, unless you have to clean, like, the latrines and shit because you're a cadre. That's a horrible-ass job. Kind of glad I got infantry now that I think about it. But North Korea are overreaching. And America, we're underestimating. All right? First and foremost, if a country that you think for a New York minute doesn't have the firepower to attack you, let me give you a reminder of 2001. 9/11. We were warned. Filmmakers like Michael Moore pointed that shit out. We were warned a year in advance, according to some people. That we were warned, we were fucking warned. And nobody took the motherfucker serious until the Twin Towers went down. And then the Pentagon was attacked. And then that flight where people actually fought back went down. So before we even get it in our head that it is impossible for North Korea to hit us with anything, let me quote Tom and Jerry really, really quickly. For those old enough to remember, there's a scene where Tom kicks a white mouse in the ass. Right before he does that, the radio goes off and says, the white mouse will not explode. So Tom gets a chest cat, ear-to-ear Joker smile on his face and kicks the white mouse in the ass. And it explodes, wiping out everything on his block. And he pops out with his teeth hanging all out his mouth. And he goes, don't you believe him? Need I say more? If I could have so put that fucking clip in here, that would have been fucking awesome. But I can't, because I don't have that technology. Or if I do have that technology, I don't know how to open up a second window in this thing, plus the internet, plus that. So just go Google the white mouse will not explode, and you will get what I'm saying. And don't forget to add it as Tom and Jerry, the white mouse will not explode. Anyway, moving back to what I'm saying. If you think for a New York minute that any country can't attack you, no matter if you're here in the States or if you're in any other country in the world, if you think for a New York minute that a country can't attack you, you are fooling yourself. In the most colossal way, you are totally fooling yourself. So don't think that you can't be attacked. Because we, in America, we have been attacked at least twice on record. 9/11 was not our first attack. Pearl Harbor was supposedly our first attack. Now, anything before that, I don't really know, because if it's documented, it's probably classified, and that means since I'm not in the military, I have no military connection strong enough to get that document if there was an attack before Pearl Harbor. But for those who should know, and those young enough to remember or old enough to know, Pearl Harbor was our supposed first attack, all right? Because that came in between World War II and the Korean War. Now, in World War I, I'm not sure how that events unfold, but everybody remembers Pearl Harbor. All right. Now I'm old enough to remember Pearl Harbor, but I'm not. I wasn't there. I didn't exist. But I was born at the ass end of the Vietnam War. Vietnam ended in '76. I was born in '73. So I'm a Generation Xer, but I wasn't around to do any fighting in wars that I was born to live through. Besides Vietnam, because I was 3. By the time it was over, I was 3. Um, Operation Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Thunder. Yeah, see, I was old enough to be drafted into them just about because I was like 16, 17, somewhere in there. Old enough that if the draft hadn't been taken out by Clinton, I probably could have been drafted. Or if I really wanted to be an asshat and I didn't believe in telling the truth, I could have just volunteered and no one would have ever known. But I have a baby face, so that would have been into like some serious controversy because today still I get carded. It's like, well, are you really 40? I was like, yeah, I'm way past 40. I'm well past 21. But the matter of the video, with the shit that's going on with North Korea, like literally with this shit that's going on with North Korea. I'm sorry, I have to stand up. My hip's starting to hurt. With the stuff that's going on with North Korea, we can't be second guessing these guys, man. We can't be taking this shit with a grain of salt. We can't. We can't sit here and say that Kim Jong Il, whatever, Dennis Rodman's best Asian friend. We can't. We can't take that shit lightly. We can't. We can't sit here and say, well, we can't tell Dennis Rodman to go over there and tell that guy to take a chill pill because this guy really wants to piss off Donald Trump, or he really wants to just piss off America, or he wants to piss on our nerves to see how far we're really willing to go with this. Now, I'm going to be honest, because we have people in South Korea, and we have stations in China, and we have stations in Japan. We have bases all over the world because we are, unfortunately, the bulk of NATO's defense forces. Now, NATO, for those who don't know, NATO is part of the UN, which is the United Nations, and if your country isn't in the United Nations, you can ask for help, but we don't have to guarantee it. You guys seen Avengers or Captain America Civil War, where there was a meeting with the Accords and all that other crap after Scarlet Witch fucked up some shit in Wakanda? Well, it's kind of like that in real life. So we are the bulk of most armies, which is why most Americans take the most casualties when we go to war and we die, or when we go try to help other people learn how to fight to save their countries. We generally are the ones that they send in, and when they send us in, we are the ones who, basically, for the lack of a better term, we eat bullets for a living, and then our families who are mad as hell that why is NATO, why is the National Guard, why is the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and even the Coast Guard, why is the American soldiers the bulk of it? Well, the truth be told is that a lot of the countries that can't really defend themselves don't have enough men left to fight because most of them have been killed by terrorists or have been radicalized and have gone to join terrorists. And this thing is like a big ball of clusterfuck waiting to go boom. Now, with this North Korea thing, if you guys aren't scared, I'm not saying you should be, but you should probably be like a little bit more closer to worried than not worried. Now, I'm not scared, but I am worried. I've served with, well, kind of served with some friends that may very well be going there right fucking now. And to my guys from Bravo and Delta, we salute you and we thank you for all that you do for us. You know what I'm saying? And my friends in golf that I didn't really get a chance to make because I wanted to kill a drill sergeant. But anyway, that's a whole nother ball game there. And we need to be praying right now. If you're not a atheist, then you need to be praying. If you are a Christian, a Baptist, a Presbyterian, a Buddhist, a Muslim, whoever the hell you are, whatever the hell you believe, you need to be praying to a higher power that somewhere along the line all this bullshit stops. All right. Now, the reason why I tell you this is that a lot of people don't like America. All right. Let's just get that out there right now. Let's be real. Let's keep that shit 1,000. A lot of countries don't like America. Now let me explain why they don't fucking like us. All right. It's only one word, and though it has cost a lot of people in America, their lives, this one word is why a lot of countries don't fucking like us. Simple as that. The word is freedom. We have a very free society. Now, by free, I mean, we still work. Nothing is free. You have the right to pretty much do what you want. You have the right to bear arms. You have the right to protect your home and castle. You have the right to say whatever the fuck you want. And hopefully you don't skirt the boundaries of slander. But, because you can get sued for slander. I mean, yeah, if you're going to slander someone, you have to say something that diminishes their character that happens to actually be true. But if more than one person agrees with you that somebody is an asshat, technically it's not slander because, alright, this guy's an asshat, and basically, I have said a lot of things politically about Donald Trump, and I have stated proof, I straight up only really called the man a racist, alright? Why did I call him a racist? Because he's a racist. Why? How can I prove that he's a racist? Well, about 90 states over going about that way, maybe take a deep right, because that's going south and then west. You will keep driving until you hit this place called Standing Rock. Lots of my people in my state of Virginia went to Standing Rock to support the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, which months before our current president in office took his oath, and you can find this video, and lots of actors and artists have been arrested, and you can find their videos too. Mr. Trump swore to heaven and hell he had no investments in Standing Rock, that he was not going to let Standing Rock be touched, that he wasn't going to do anything to disrupt Standing Rock, and that he was going to stop Standing Rock. Obama stopped the construction of Standing Rock. He passed a bill so that they could not touch the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. And the first goddamn thing that Trump did when he got in there, he rescinded that bill. He completely wiped that shit out. He's like, no, fuck Obama. This shit's not happening. They're going to cut a hole through Standing Rock 80 miles long and put a motherfucking pipeline through tribal land. And you're going to tell me I'm wrong for calling him a racist. That was the first racist act right there. Now I'm going to tell you that he's prejudiced. Why is he prejudiced? Because he's going to pick on transgender people about fucking being able to pee. Of all the things in the world to pick on transgender children in Virginia and all over the world, you're going to pick on their ability to pee. Okay. This video is probably going to go a little longer than I want it to, but I'm sorry. It's going to have to. You have a president who doesn't like Native Americans. You have a president who doesn't like people who have gender identity disorder, which has been proven to be a logical disease. Also, the fact that healthcare's a pain in the ass. And now, we don't know from one moment to the next what's going to happen with North Korea. Now, he gave North Korea an abomination threat of attacking them with fury and fire like none had ever seen. Okay, so now we're just digging ditches here. I want to be cremated when I die. I don't want to die because somebody decided that they don't like the way something is not going in their country. And being that their country has attacked the country in which I live and swore an oath to, you kind of got to worry about it. But like I said, as a person who's part Native American, I'm gratefully upset that no one who's in political office has defended the Treaty of 1929 that pretty much labeled tribal land belonging to tribes and that we could never touch it ever the fuck again. After all, this country was taken from some of my ancestors so that everyone else could have a peaceful living at the expense of Native Americans. So what did they do? They gave them land, they gave them casinos, and they gave them the tribal law territory that no one can interfere with what goes on in the tribe if they weren't legally part of the tribe. So, again, you can be mad at me calling Donald Trump a racist. He proved me right. He wiped out what the black man had did to save the red man or the yellow man, because technically Native Americans are Asian. And you guys think I'm wrong for him being a racist? Who does that? Who takes away the black man preserving the Native Americans for the white man who takes it back from them because the black man said that they can keep their land? And now we have to deal with another group of Asian people who, for some odd ass reason, just want to try to blow us the fuck up. Well, the truth be told is I'm going to have to make another video. Plus, I have to go pee. And I'm not transgender, so I can go use the bathroom in my house, but I can't go use the bathroom that's a ladies' bathroom because that would be illegal. Yeah, but if I was transgender, I couldn't use the ladies' bathroom because the President of the United States says that as a transgender man trying to become a woman, I'm going to be a rapist. Technically, only rapists I really know in life right now has been those in the church. Think it over while I go pee.